Yo, what is going on? It is Tuesday, January 13th, 5:18 p.m. And today we took no trades. I did full port the account. Yeah. So I had full ported both my alpha accounts, so passed them both. I'm just waiting on the KYC to go through. So that was, let's go on the phone and check how much that was. So technically, just for the clickbait and the engagement, this was the accounts after $3,756 because we were a little bit in drawdown. So yeah, now we're gonna be rocking 4 funded accounts, which means I have no more excuses to basically separate a trade that's funded and not funded in a way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's go time. I'm really glad that passed them. So I am $200,000 funded, and this is the start of a change. Plain and simple. All right, now let's get into today. So coming into today, we obviously had CPI today, and I was actually pretty bearish. I wanted to see us get to data low because it was also an equal low. Which, the bias played out. We just never got an entry. Here's where I wanted to, what the heck is going on? All right. So here's what I wanted to see happen. I wanted to see us come up, sweep out this buy side, and let ES continue to be bearish. Like, because ES was already down here still, right? As you can see. So I wanted NQ to Judah swing up. Well, it actually Judah's down. Did it? Yeah, essentially, yeah. And I wanted it to sweep out this buy side, but as you can see, that never happened. However, before we got that, we got this 3-minute inverse that took place with a SMT at this low. Right here, this buy side, which people were calling it data high. However, it is not data high. That is actually the 832 candle high. Data high was this. It had already been taken. That's why this trade to me wasn't like anything crazy. Again, drawn liquidity is king. Drawn liquidity is what matters most. This again wouldn't have been a bad trade. Another thing about this trade is that we could have taken a look at the fact that it had didn't tag the 5. There was no, it was just an SMT low. So technically, yes, it is protected. And another thing I want to look at, because it was mentioned that the sizing would have been pretty ass on it. No, it wouldn't have even been that bad. It was less of a wick on MNQ than NQ. Let's see. If we would have body stopped, pretty shit. Okay, decent RR, 1.35 RR. Let's see if we would have body stopped here. A little bit better RR, like slightly better. So yeah, it would have been 1.35 RR trade. However, as you can see, it got edged. I was still so bearish on the day. I didn't want to see this 3-minute inverse play out. I wanted to see this eventually swept and then taken short. And I would have, of course, taken that on my fundeds because, as you can see, I don't even have the evals anymore in general. So yeah, we failed to sweep this, and then we ended up dumping off. Had we swept it, I would have been okay taking a trade off of an SMT at this high, sweeping buy side, and then both of these 1-minute gaps being inverse to the downside within 2 candles would have entered right here. Yeah, I would have had the market order this one. Would have been a pretty big stop again. Damn. And just down to data low. So this is obviously what I would have been looking for had we been able to inverse that. Would have put body stops, I'm not gonna lie. 1.3 RR. Yeah, and then we ended up just slowly chopping down, leaving a lot of low resistance liquidity, where we then leave, I believe it was a 2-minute. No, it wasn't 1 minute. Okay, so we don't leave this 1 minute at data low. Now, this trade right here, let's go over it because it was confluence-wise a 10 out of 10. I'm not going to lie, I was still riding the euphoric feeling of finally passing those accounts to where I essentially, no, we had Asia low SMT, that's what it was. So it was Asia low SMT, internal SMT. So don't get me wrong, all the confluences were here. Internal, external SMT, displacement, 10 a.m., open, low, high, close. Golden, well, not golden pocket, but OTE of the range, almost golden pocket. And I just didn't take this. Oh, that wouldn't have been right there. It would have obviously been up to here. Nah, we're unfunded. Take my wins where I could get them. Probably would have been like this high, to be honest. Um, I didn't like the drawn liquidity. This isn't a data high. This isn't an SMT high. This technically actually is it an SMT high? In a way, yeah. It's an internal SMT. I don't really give a fuck about that. It's not external, so it's not protected. It's just where's the drawn liquidity here? And look at where ES is. Look at what ES is doing. Look at the order flow. Don't get me wrong. The confluences here are pretty solid. Like this is a really good trade. This happens more often than not if the drawn liquidity is there. No, even to this high would have been okay, yeah. But yeah, this happens more often than not if the drawn liquidity is there. We have no drawn liquidity here. What do we have? Just low resistance and a high? Like this, mechanically speaking, yes, this is a good trade. However, I personally do not like the draws on liquidity for this. And again, I'll be honest, I was riding that euphoric feeling where I was just like, nah, something about this trade didn't speak to me. The confluences, though, would have made it an A-rated trade. Just no drawn liquidity. So it goes down to like a B. Had we had a 5-minute, a 15-minute, equal highs, fucking if this was data high still, if fucking session high, low, we had an hourly, a 4-hour. I'm taking this. Just an internal high though, with no like equal highs right here, no 5 minute to go to, no 15 minutes to blow through. Oh shit. No, none of that. Going towards that internal high. No, thank you. So yeah, that was the one trade there. Obviously a really good trade. I know a lot of people definitely took this trade. That's why it didn't work out. Yes, this order flow, no drawn liquidity. Yeah, that'll do it. Then we had this trade over here, which actually would have gotten break even, and I'm glad I didn't take it because I would have been really fucking pissed. There was a 5-minute gap right here. This is a 5-minute gap. I would have been really fucking pissed at this trade because if you look, would have been the entry, tag break even, shit the bed down, and then sprint up to TP. But yeah, this was just a really mechanical trade. Discretionary, mechanical, whatever. So as you can see right here, we have ES trending well above where NQ was. And we had that immediate reversal with this 5-minute gap. Where is it at? This 5-minute gap right here. We had, yeah, deadass was just that. Forward tested, it would have been break even. But as you can see, my read on price was correct. So today my read on price was decent. Just forward tested this one as well. So yeah, my read on price today was decent. Just never got that really good entry. This would have been a perfect entry had we had a better draw on liquidity. This would have pissed me off had I taken it, but I was just like, I'm gonna just chill today, bro. Be happy, pass the accounts finally. Just forward test it. This is not a bad trade at all. However, it would have been a bitch to have gone break even on by one tick. It would have been a nick ass fucking break even that I always get happen to me, and just hit TP. So yeah, just gonna wait on these accounts, and yeah, pretty thankful, pretty happy, and now it's go time. It is go time. I'm not even gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm gonna put the description as it's go time, and here's why. I will not be purchasing another fund until CPI again. Ooh, poor bitch. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, peace, love, positivity. Stay blessed. Take care. What the fuck? Why did it stop?